So, Toji Fushiguro. Now, personally, this is a video that was honestly in the making for a while now. For those who stay up to date on my Instagram and things of that nature, you already know that Toji is literally my favorite character of all Jujutsu Kaisen history, and that is mainly for a couple reasons. One, he has that unmitigated dog in him, so to speak, and more importantly, he just has a certain level of swagger that other characters in JJK and anime just seem to be lacking. That level of I don't give a fuck, that moral ambiguity, that I will do anything that is necessary to keep that bag mentality. But more importantly, I guess it's just his sheer rawness. And what do I mean by rawness, you may ask? Of course, that is simple. He has zero curse energy, zero curse techniques, but just by the sheer force of his body alone, he has literally one of the strongest living vessels in the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen, so much so that he can go against and almost delete everyone's favorite spawn killer, aka Satoru Gojo, my favorite person to hate of all Jujutsu Kaisen. And of course, he bodied Geto and made it look like light work. Now, personally, when it comes to Toji and putting him against other sorcerers or just other curses in general, it is pretty drag out, but not really. When it comes to most of his fights, it goes as follows: speed blitz and overpower with whatever heavenly tool that he may have in his arsenal, which, as you know, his arsenal is very vast. Let's get the easy ones out the way. Obviously, Yuji is a pretty strong prodigy when it comes to just overall hand-to-hand and physical strength, even without having a heavenly restriction. But all that being said, there is nothing that I have seen, in my personal opinion, I have seen Yuji do that Toji can't replicate, if not surpass, with his own sheer strength and force. Now, of course, when it comes to Black Flashes, that is where Toji loses the edge here. But of course, his body is a living Black Flash, for lack of a better term. He is so overpowered that he literally does not need a Black Flash to be overpowered and to be super strong. He is literally, by the description of the show and by the manga itself, a superhuman. And I think the most part about Toji that gets downplayed a lot is his speed. His speed is something that is literally unreadable. You cannot see him, even to the point where Gojo, the user of the Sixth Eyes, and of course the Limitless, cannot perceive him in the slightest. He moves so fast that Gojo himself, the most hacked of hacked characters, cannot spot him.
Hey, yo, that's Glaze. What'd I just say, bro? You a grown-ass man still glazing another man, bro, with a tight-ass shirt.
Now, of course, glazing aside, of course, his speed is undeniable, and his speed is pretty much one of his edges and one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to Toji. Again, his speed is so immense to the point to where literally average sorcerers, special grade sorcerers, and A-class sorcerers cannot sense him. They cannot sense nor spot him because of the lack of curse energy. And even if they did have curse energy, i.e. Toji, in any of his vessels, whether that be his main body or his reanimated body, of course, again, I don't think personally, in my opinion, he can be sensed or perceived, even if he did have any remnants of curse energy. He's just that fast. Now, of course, his strength is obviously something that also gets downplayed because he has to go against cracked characters for some reason, and the writers just like to hold my boy. Now, obviously, again, his strength is something that I think is far above Yuji, is far above most other even special grade curses that we have seen in the series. I think someone like Mahito might put up a very decent fight, but at the end of the day, I think he's just too fast to even be touched. I think at the end of the day, Mahito can have some good tricks up his sleeve. His idle transfiguration, his manipulation of one's soul is obviously something that will give him the edge in this battle. His idle transfiguration and, of course, soul manipulation abilities is something that is very hard to counter, if even possible at all. Once someone's soul is manipulated, I think it's pretty safe to say that that's GG's, for lack of a better term. Now, like I said, I do believe that Toji can solo most of the entire verse, aside from, I would say, obvious cases, and that being Sukuna and obviously Satoru. Again, I do not like Satoru Gojo, but his strength is undeniable. When it comes to being a god of the Jujutsu world, I think it's safe to say that, of course, Satoru Gojo pretty much stands at the pinnacle right next to your boy Sukuna. Fried, cooked, baked. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I have this weird allergy. Sukuna on top. But at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, you can paint him up against pretty much any other special grade sorcerer or curse, and obviously Toji will be coming on top. That's why I compared him to Mahito, pretty much one of the prodigy. Now, when it comes to Jogo, that is where I get a little bit more compelled and conflicted, because after all, I've seen through the anime and of course through the manga that Jogo has an immense destructive capability when it comes to his overall ability of fire manipulation and magma manipulation. Now, of course, like I said, you still have to hit him. And of course, if Sukuna can bob and weave so effortlessly when it comes to a literal meteor getting dropped on his dome piece and literally sitting on the remnants of it, I personally think that Toji can obviously dodge almost anything that this special grade curse can even throw at him, in my own personal opinion. Now, will it be easy? I will say no, because of course it just takes a little bit of anger for Jogo to just get to his full potential, I would say, personally, in my own opinion. Now, of course, there will be some naysayers when it comes to my Mahito comparison, and to that I say, yes, I am aware of his true form, so to speak, his Frieza level transformation that puts him on par with, well, Yuji, which is a pretty weird bar to measure, at least when it comes to just overall your average sorcerers, because again, Yuji is a special case, of course, the spawn of Kenjaku. So when it comes to that, it's a little bit hard to scale Yuji, because obviously his base strength is honestly not really that too dissimilar to like a special grade sorcerer, in my opinion. I would argue that Yuji is well above special grade sorcerer, and obviously he is comparable to Yuta Okotsu, in my opinion, of course. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I'm very that far off. I think personally I am not that far when it comes to comparing these two, as far as Yuta Okotsu and of course Yuji Itadori. Now, of course, my personal feelings of Yuji aside, he is a very capable sorcerer, in my opinion. His Black Flash capabilities are immense, but of course the man has no curse technique. And again, that's something that is a problem when it comes to most cases, but of course Toji is a special case. So again, with all that being said, I say that to say that, again, I'm not going to run through the gauntlet of every single Jujutsu sorcerer we have ever seen, but I'm simply saying that he, i.e. Toji Fushiguro, Toji Zenin, whatever you want to call him, he can and will solo most of the entire Jujutsu verse until he gets to the more higher tiers, of course, that being, again, I must reiterate, that is Satoru Gojo, and of course, the king of all curses, my glorious king, of course, Sukuna. Now, I say all that to say, have a great day. Let me know if you disagree or agree in my comments below. Please add to the conversation. I may or may not do a part 2. It depends on how many comments I see in the video and what more I need to dig up when it comes to these type of videos. I say all that to say, peace, and of course, have a great day. And may God be with you. Have mercy.